Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you are in good health. Today we will talk about the third part of the lecture, which is basically about risk and return. And today we will discuss the Greeks beta, the measure of risk, which we have to discuss in this chapter. And then we will talk about capital asset pricing model and the security market line and the capital asset pricing model. So the discussion which we will continue today is in continuation to our discussion which we ended last time on the systematic and unsystematic risk. So beta, it is basically the measure of systematic risk. It's a Greek word. We know in Greek word we have some alphabets like alpha and beta. Beta is the second alphabet in Greek language, which represents the systematic risk. Systematic risk. So systematic risk, or what we call beta, is basically the measure of change in excess return on the stock over the change in the excess return on the market portfolio. Or in a very simple words, we expect when market will be volatile, the stock which is in the market will be also volatile. When market is more volatile, the stock may be more volatile, but when the market is more volatile, the stock may be less volatile. It depends upon the nature of stock. Just assume for a moment, when there is a winter, there's a cold weather, okay, what will likely to happen? It will affect different people. Some people will get flu, some people will get sick because of the cold weather. Some people will get more sick, some people will get less sick. Some people will not sick at all. Their body is more stronger to bear such weather. Same is the case whenever there is any change in market. There is overall change in this is the market. There is some change up and down in the market. The stocks in the market also behave the same way. But some stock behave more, some stock behave less, some stock do not behave at all with the changes in the market. This is what the beta is. Beta is not a absolute measure, it's a relative measure. Any change in the market, how it will affect a particular stock. This relationship is basically beta. This relationship is called beta. Any change in the market, how it is going to affect the beta of any particular stock. It represents the volatility of the individual stock against the market as a whole. Small changes in the market may bring big changes in the stock. We will say this is very aggressive stock. Big changes in the market will not bring big changes in the stock, maybe bring small changes in certain stocks. We call it a defensive stock. So beta is basically systematic risk. Beta is the systematic risk, any particular security, any particular stock. It is relative measure. When the market change, stocks tends to change. The intensity to which stock tends to change is beta. So there are, if let's say market change by 10% minus, and stock is also changed by 10% minus. If market change by 10% positive, stock is also changing by 10% positive, then we will say this is 1 beta. The market beta is always 1. When any stock is behaving just like market, we will say its beta is 1. If market change by positive 10%, but stock changes by 20%, too much, double than the market, sometimes more than the market, then we say the beta of this stock is greater than 1. That is aggressive stock. It's changing more than the market. When market change, let's say by 10%, and some stock change by only 5%, we will say it's a defensive market. The beta of this market is less than 1. It's a defensive investment, defensive market. So some stocks, some investments are just what we call market investment, just behave like the whole market average. Some stock, some investments are more active. They change more than the market. We will say they are aggressive investments. Some stocks, some investment go more than the market. Sorry, less than the market. We call them a defensive stock. Yes, yes.
Doctor, can you remind me what's the difference between the systematic and non-systematic?
Systematic risk is that risk which comes from the market or the whole system as a whole. And unsystematic risk is not coming from the market. It's the individual risk, company to company. If you remember it, systematic risk come from the whole market as a whole, and unsystematic risk is company to company.
Okay.
So beta is the measure of systematic risk. Beta is 1 when the market and stock or market and investment are same. They move same. Beta is greater than 1 when the investment is more changing than the market is changing. When the investment is more volatile than the market is volatile. Beta is less than 1 when investment is market is changing too much, but stock is changing less. So beta can be different. Okay. So let's sum up. Beta is the measure of risk, and it is basically that risk which is what we call the market risk, or which is what we call the systematic risk. So beta is systematic risk. So average beta is always 1, which is equal to market beta. And if beta is less than 1, then we will say less risky stock. It's less risky stock. Like utility stocks are less risky stock in the market. If beta is greater than 1, we will say more risky stock, more riskier than the market. Like high-tech companies, betas are always high. Utility companies, betas are low. High-tech companies, betas are high. Their stocks are more volatile. If beta is 0, it means there is no connection with the market. This stock is independent of the market changes. No connection. Like such type of investments like treasury bills, they have no connection with stock markets. So the beta may look like 0. So anyways, we cannot calculate beta by hand. In order to calculate beta, we need to use an Excel sheet. This is what we will do after this chapter. We will use some Excel sheet to calculate the beta, to practice the beta. So once we know the individual betas, then we sum them in the portfolio. And the portfolio beta will be equal to sum of all the individual weights of the stocks multiplied by the betas. So we'll use their product, the weight of a particular stock, and the beta of a particular stock, plus weight of a second stock, beta of a second stock, and so on and so on. When we add them, we got the beta of the portfolio. We got the beta of the portfolio as a whole. So this is what we are looking for right now. So in order to calculate a portfolio beta, let's say Jonathan has invested 25,000 in stock X, 3,000 in 30,000 in stock Y, 45,000 in stock Z, and 50,000 in stock K. Stock X has a beta 1.5, which means this is an aggressive stock. Stock Y has a beta 1.3, still an aggressive stock. Stock Z have a beta of 0.8, as a relatively defensive stock. And stock K has a beta negative, which shows that it's very different type of stock. So calculate Jonathan's portfolio beta. When we have to calculate Jonathan's portfolio beta, what we do? We need to have weight of individual investment. So to know the weight of individual investment, we add all the investments first. 25,000, 30,000, 45,000, and 50,000. When we add them, we got 150,000. Now we have to calculate the individual investment weight. X is 25,000 divided by total. So X weight is 16% and X beta is 1.5. Y weight is 20%. Same way we calculated the Y divided by the total multiplied by Y beta. Then Z weight is Z divided by total. This is 30% weight of Z multiplied by the Z beta. K 50,000 divided by 150, 0.33% multiplied by the weight of, beta of stock K. When we multiply the weights with the betas, then we need to do like this. First weight multiplied by the first beta plus second weight multiplied by the second beta. This is coming from here. See, second weight and second beta, and the third weight, third beta, fourth weight, fourth beta. In the end of the day, we got the portfolio beta, beta of the whole portfolio. Beta of the whole portfolio is 0.55. Oh, it tells us this portfolio is not a very aggressive portfolio. This is a defensive type of portfolio which has a beta of less than 1. Any portfolio with the beta of less than 1 is a defensive portfolio. So it's not an aggressive portfolio. Okay, very fine. So yes.
Doctor, all the process that we did, give us a new beta.
It gives us the beta of the portfolio. Beta of the portfolio. See, we have many stocks in a portfolio. We are interested, and we have their individual betas. We are interested to know about the beta of the portfolio, which will give us a new beta, the beta which we will discover. The beta which we will calculate will be the beta of the portfolio. And this is what we are looking for, the beta of the portfolio. Now,
and what's the benefit?
Okay, yes, I'll tell you the benefit. Now we get the beta of the portfolio 0.55. My portfolio is an aggressive portfolio or not aggressive portfolio?
Not aggressive.
Not aggressive.
Not aggressive. So more risky or less risky?
Less risky.
Less risky.
Less risky. I will get more return or less return?
More. No, less return.
On this portfolio, I will get more return or less return?
Less.
Less one.
I want more.
But
what should I do?
It will have more risk here, or it will be.
What should I do? If I need my portfolio to get more return, what should I do?
Putting it in one investment instead of very.
No, I don't need to put in one investment, but what should I do? I want more risky investment. I want more return. So that's why I have to take more risk. And for that purpose, I will have to increase my beta. What should I do?
Invest in a business with the aggressive one, the aggressive way.
Yeah.
More than one.
Okay, again.
You invest in an investment which gives you more than 1% of.
Okay, so what I will do, I will increase my weightage in these betas. I have only 16% investment in stock X. I will took out some investment in stock Z and put more in X. Similarly, I may took out some investment from K and put more in Y.
Okay.
This is how I can increase my beta. My more weight will be on X and Y, my beta will go up. If my more weight will be on X and Y. This is what I can do. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
So actually I am reshuffling, re-weighting my portfolio, re-weighting. I'm looking again on my portfolio. There are some very rebalancing, the correct word may be used. But let's say to make it simple, I'm re-weighting my portfolio. So this is the answer to your question, that what is the benefit of looking this beta? Looking at this beta, I can imagine what type of return I will get. If I don't like that type of return, I have to think again for another strategy. Another strategy is to re-weight my portfolio. To re-weight or rebalance my portfolio, maybe I have to increase the weights more in X and Y stocks instead of keeping in these stocks. So this is the benefit of calculating the beta. This is why we calculated the beta. Do you understand?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
What
please.
about the stock Z? Should we stock Z?
Stock
we
Z.
Yeah.
Stock Z.
Should we let it as it is because it's defensive, or what should we do?
No, it's up to you. If you want to have more return, you have to reduce it. Take some money out of it and put it into X and Y. It's up to you as an investor. You will think about it, what you want to do about it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Doctor,
Yes.
can I just leave the stock Z and K? Doesn't invest on them?
Up to you. If you want to invest only in 2 stocks, up to you. But normally in the portfolio, we must have more and more stocks in order to reduce the unsystematic risk, which we discussed the other day.
Yeah, okay.
Up to you, what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so we know the beta is the measure of risk in a well-diversified portfolio. Last time when we were in class, we talked about standard deviation. We said standard deviation is risk. Today we are saying no, beta is the risk. So what is good measure? Which circumstances, which measure to be used? To be very honest, standard deviation is used when we are looking at the risk as a whole. When we are looking the risk as a whole, holistic approach to risk, the entire risk, the risk as a whole, then we use this measure of standard deviation. But when we are looking at a specific risk means the risk which is systematic, then we are looking at beta. So basically, it's all about the approach. If you don't differentiate between systematic and systematic risk, you want to look at the whole risk, then better to use the standard deviation measure. But if you are looking at specific risk, specific particular risk, then you have to look at the beta, particular risk of a stock, which is basically systematic risk, then you have to look at the beta. Yes?
Doctor, what do you mean by specific risk?
Specific risk means market risk or systematic risk. See, it's a specialized risk form. It is a specialized risk form. I want to see your grade. I want to see your performance as a student. I will look at your GPA. GPA standard deviation. GPA standard deviation, overall performance. Okay. But I want to see your performance in finance. Then I have to look at the finance subject grades. Do you understand?
So yeah, but how it will be?
If we want to look at the market risk of any particular stock, or the systematic risk of any particular stock, then we have to look at the beta. Otherwise, fine. If you are not concerned, you are looking for overall, then standard deviation is fine, no problem.
But in real life, Doctor, in the business, beta will be what? It will be like the weather, or
beta will be. Beta will be.
For example, the weather. If the weather change, maybe the stock will increase or decrease, and something like that. So is it a particular part or thing?
Yeah, we will, rather than weather, we will say, instead of saying for weather, we will say if there is some global issue like corona or something, and the market changes, then how the particular stock will react. If market changes, then how a particular stock will react. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
So basically, it's the approach of looking at a particular stock, on any particular stock. For example, let's say we go to Yahoo Finance or any other site which provide us, and I will type here any stock, let's say SABIC, let's say Saudi Arabian. Okay.
Doctor, we're just seeing the PowerPoint.
Oh, sorry. I'll show you. Even I can't look at it properly because of some internet issue. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I think due to internet connectivity, it's not properly working, but let me show you. Still you cannot see?
Yeah.
Can you see that? This is
Yeah.
Aramco.
Yeah,
If you see this Aramco share,
Yeah.
and you will see some of the information for Aramco beta 5-year monthly average not available just because Aramco is a new share. Or its beta is not yet fully available. Let's go to any other company. Let's say SABIC. Saudi SABIC. Actually, it is not fully appearing. SABIC. Saudi Arabian. Let's say go to Saudi Arabian Fertilizer Company. It's some other company. You will look at this beta 5-year average. You can see the what I highlighted.
Yeah.
So it shows the beta of that company. It means if you look at this, this is one of the very key information which is available about stocks all the time in the websites. If you look at this key information, you will see, oh, what type of company is this Saudi Arabian Fertilizer Company? What type of share is this?
It's defensive.
Oh, defensive. Okay. Now let's see at Apple Incorporation. You know Apple, huh?
Yes.
And what type of share is Apple?
More risk.
Aggressive.
Aggressive share.
It's more risky, Doctor.
Yeah, high-tech companies normally high beta. And let's say Microsoft. I think Microsoft is not here. Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft is there. Yeah, Microsoft just
Defensive.
Defensive.
okay. Low risky compared to Apple, So basically, this way, if you want to check, Zamil is one of the Saudi company, and we can see Zamil.
Defensive.
Also defensive.
Defensive. So basically, what we are looking at when we look at the betas of the shares and the stocks, it gives us a fair idea that how a particular stock may look like. So how it may look like in terms of market risk. So idea again is, it's a particular risk. You are looking at finance marks only. The idea is you are looking that if there is a big changes in market, how that stock will react. So if there's a big changes in the market, stock will react more than the market, like in the case of Apple. It will react less than the market in the case of Zamil.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we have to see something which is giving us the basic of all the theories, how stocks and share behave in the market. Are they behaving fundamentally or not? Look, every time we believe things should behave fundamentally. For example, if I just ask you a simple question, if you study 5 hours a day, your performance should be good performance. By good performance, I mean you should got 90% marks. Okay, any student who will study 5 hours a day will get a 90% mark. This is one theory. This is what I'm saying. Okay, one student who study 5 hours a day, he got 80% marks. Is it normal?
No.
It is below normal, huh? And
Below,
one
yes,
student,
yes.
one student who study 5 hours a day, he got 98% mark. Is it normal?
No.
Above
Above
average.
Above the normal. Above.
So capital asset pricing model tell us what is a normal level, and then we compare. Some stocks are above that level, they are more better maybe. Some stocks are below this level, which may not be more better, huh? This is what we have to look. So capital asset pricing model is basically, it was developed in 1960 by William Sharpe, who got a Nobel Prize for this model. Later on, this model is the base of all the portfolio theories, huh? This model tells us the relationship between the expected return and the systematic risk of the security. Now, if you are investing in a beta of a stock which is higher, what type of return you expect?
High.
High return. If you invest in a stock beta which has a low, if you invest in a stock which has a low beta, what type of return you expect?
Low return.
Low return.
Okay, this is normal. This relationship is given in CAPM, the expected return and the systematic risk. The relationship between expected return and the systematic risk is given in an equation which is CAPM, capital asset pricing model. And this is what fundamental is, this is what theory is, but reality may be a little different. And this is what we are going to look at. First, here, you should understand CAPM is a model, CAPM is a theory, CAPM is an equation which gives the relationship between two variables, betas and the expected return of a stock, expected return of a stock. Yes?
Doctor, standard deviation is considered as systematic risk or?
No, it's overall risk. It
Okay.
covers everything. It is not
Okay.
systematic. Systematic is beta. Okay, security market line is the same thing. It's the graph of CAPM. If we say CAPM is a theory, security market line is a graph of CAPM. It's the relationship between beta on x-axis and expected return on y-axis. When we draw them in a graph, this is what we call security market line. Security market line, expected return and beta. When we draw it on a graph, this is what we call the security market line. Understand? It's just nothing special. It's just the relationship between these two. Okay, now let's see. Before I discuss with you all the details, let's better talk about something, and then we will see other things later on. You know, y is equal to a plus b x. What is this? What is this?
Slope.
This is an equation.
Linear equation.
Equation for what?
Linear equation.
Linear equation.
Slope
Straight line,
equation.
straight line equation.
Yes.
What is y? Dependent variable. Dependent variable. What is x?
Independent.
Independent variable.
B is slope, I think. Yeah.
B is slope. And what is A?
A is intersection.
A is intercept. Huh?
Yes.
Oh,
Intercept.
Intercept.
Intercept. Okay.
Hmm.
So y depend upon the value of x. Y depend upon the value of x. If we change the value of x, y will change. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is a simple line equation. Okay. So instead of a line equation, if this X I say is the systematic risk beta, and Y I say is the expected return. So if beta changes, the return changes. Then this equation will become a relationship between beta's systematic risk and expected return. The relationship between betas and expected, if I write it, expected return, I can write it anyways, different books write different way. Let's say my expected return on any stock is equal to risk-free rate, okay, plus average return of the market minus risk-free rate, okay, into beta. Then we will say this is security market line. The expected return is dependent upon one variable beta. This is slope, this is intercept. Then this will become security market line equation, or we also call it CAPM equation, security market line equation or CAPM equation. So this is the expected return depends upon the betas of a stock. CAPM equation. Do you understand? I write the same equation. This is straight line equation where Y depends upon X. This is a CAPM equation where expected return of a stock depends upon beta. If your beta will be high, what you think? You expect a high return. If your beta will be low, what do you think? You expect a low return. Yes. So now let's look at it. This is the equation. My return, some books write it like this. I write it expected return. It's the same thing, huh? It's different books write it. Risk-free rate, risk of the market, return of the market minus risk-free rate multiplied by beta. This is average return of the market. This is my risk-free rate. This whole is my slope, and I also call it risk premium. Risk premium. Okay, remember this word, risk premium. It will not leave you as long as you stay in finance. What is risk premium? Slope, risk premium, coefficient, whatever you call it. There are so many names we will give it. Huh? We'll see them one by one what it means. Right now, just try to understand what we are talking about. Okay. So if I need to draw, sorry, I need to discard it in order to, okay. Okay, now, in a very simple word, I will come back to these lines and these equations. First, in a very simple word, we have to state what is capital asset pricing model. Okay. This is what you have to think. Okay, capital asset pricing model, just quickly. Assume there are some shareholders who do investment in the company. When they invest in the company, that become a company capital. Shareholders are owner. So when they give money to the company, that is a company capital basically. And what they expect the company will make a profit. Okay, this is normal. When they put capital in the company, they should expect that the company will make profit. Okay. Now, shareholders' expected return, the capital which they put in the company, they expect some return for that. We don't say in simple word profit. They expect some return from this company. What type of return they expect from this company? I just ask you this question. If you put money in a company, which will become a capital for the company, and the company will use that capital to make profit out of their operations. Now, as a shareholder, you expect some return from that company. What type of return you expect
Yield.
from that company?
Yield.
Yield plus, I'm saying return. Return mean yield plus capital gain. Share price change plus yield, both. Huh? So I'm using the word return means what type of return you expect from this company?
High return.
High return. High return. Okay. Let's look at this way. It is stuck. Okay. The basic return is risk-free investment return, which you first of all, you should use when you invest in a company, you should expect that you should get minimum return, which is there. Minimum return always there in the market is risk-free investment return, risk-free, which government T-bills are paying. Government T-bills are paying minimum return. Do you expect the same return or little more than that?
Little more than that.
Because this is a risky company. Huh? So you expect that at least you should receive a return equal to market return if beta is equal to 1. If beta is equal to 1 for this stock in this company where you invested, you expect that you will get at least like a market return. But if beta is higher than 1, then what type of return you expect?
High.
Even higher, huh?
Aggressive one.
So it means it depends upon the beta of a company, the return you are expecting. The return you are expecting from a company is a beta. It depends upon beta. But one thing is for sure, it should be more than risk-free rate because you are taking risk. Every company is a risky company. If you don't want to take risk, go invest in government treasury bills. If you are investing in some company, it means you are expecting some return, and this should be little greater than risk-free rate. So risk-free rate is your minimum intercept. Okay. Now let's see it again. This whole thing which I'm talking is CAPM. It is capital asset pricing model, the relationship. Let's see it again, and let's see it a different way now. Okay, let's see you have some money and you want to invest that money. The safest investment is you put that money in some government scheme, in some government bills, some government treasury bills, and those treasury bills pay you 2% interest. So we call it risk-free investment because you put in the government bills, government bank, government scheme, government treasury bills will give you 2% interest. Very safe, risk-free. Do you expect some investment to give less than this? No, because without taking any risk, without taking any risk, or with zero risk, you are getting this much. So all the other investment should be more than that. Okay, so this is our intercept. This is our intercept. Now let's move. If you are taking a medium risk equal to the market risk, what type of return you expect? If you are taking a medium risk, what type of, see here, you are taking a low risk. What type of return you expect? Lowest possible is risk-free. Now, if you are taking a medium risk, what type of return you expect?
Systematic, based on market.
Medium, huh? Medium just like market. Okay, so medium just like market is 8%. Medium just like market is 8%. You suppose the average return of the market is 8%. This 8% is how much above the risk-free? 8 minus 2 is the risk-free. This 8 is 6 above. So it means 6 is the additional risk. If you take additional risk, you get 6 additional return. If you take additional risk, this circle is more risky or less risky?
Less.
Less.
When you go out of this circle and invest over here, are you taking extra risk?
Yeah.
Yes.
6%.
So you are taking extra risk, so you should receive extra return. This extra return is how much? 6% extra. We call it risk premium. Risk premium because you are taking extra risk. So you should receive some premium, some extra return. This extra return is 6% over and above the market return. Okay, good, fair enough. So if you remember in our equation, it is written as risk of the return of the market, RM, minus risk-free rate, RF, which is slope basically. And we also call this slope as risk premium. This is the extra return which you are receiving other than the risk-free rate if you invest in the medium type of risk. So you should receive an extra return, which is the risk premium. Now, if you are investing in a higher risk, what type of return you expect?
High return.
High return. So this is what you expect. The expected return is even higher. So see, when you are taking low risk, you expect low return. When you are taking extra risk, but medium risk, you are expecting medium return. When you are taking high risk, you are expecting high return. This relationship in one equation form is called CAPM. When we put all this relationship in one equation form, we call this relationship as CAPM, capital asset pricing model. Capital asset pricing model. The extra risk we are taking should give us extra return. This is capital asset pricing model. This is CAPM. Do you understand?
Doctor, so does it mean that it merges all the risks?
Only systematic risk we are talking here, not all. It's the relationship of systematic risk and expected return out of that systematic risk, not all the risk. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay.
We are not talking about all the risk. There are many types of risk which we will talk.
No, sorry, I meant by all the risk, it's high, whether it's high or medium or
Yeah. Simple equation. You put more beta, you should expect more expected return. You put low beta in this equation, you will expect low expected return. Huh? Equation is giving the relationship only. Relationship only. Do you understand?
yeah, understand.
Okay. In your book, it is written like this. Okay, it's the same thing. In some books, it is written like this. It is the same thing, only how we write it. That's not important. What is more important, we understand it. Okay, now one step further. Security market line. If we draw a graph of risk and return, systematic risk on x-axis and expected return on y-axis. Okay. There is always with zero risk. Oh, zero risk means risk-free. With zero risk, there is always possible return on the government security. Let's say we call it, it's RF. So when risk is zero, it means somewhere over here, when risk is zero, here beta is zero, there will be zero return. When you take zero risk, I mean you invest in government securities, will you get some return or zero return?
There will be some
And you get some return.
So this will not start from zero. This line will start from somewhere over here. This portion we will call RF, risk-free return. The equation will start somewhere over here. And from here, it will slowly go up. The more risk you take, the more return you get. The more risk you take, the more return you get. Straight line relationship. The more risk you take, more return you will get. This relationship is called, when you draw in graph, we call it security market line. It's the same thing like CAPM. Now we are drawing it. We are putting it into a graph. security market line. It does not start at 0. It does not start from here. Why it does not start from here? Why it does not start from 0?
Because there is always some return that you will get.
There always some return, which is a risk-free return. Even with the 0 risk, you can get it. So on the x-axis, there is a systematic risk. On the y-axis, there is a return, expected return, and the line does not start from 0. It starts from RF, risk-free rate, RF. Do you understand? This is called security market line. Security market line. Same line as is given in your book. Over here, I took the very simple one. Here it is written as this is y-intercept. Y-intercept, which is risk-free rate. On y-axis, we have expected return. On x-axis, we have betas. As beta increases, return is increasing. As beta is increasing, return is increasing. Beta is increasing, return is increasing. As the line is upward sloping, upward. The line is sloping upward, and that line is security market line. It gives the relationship between betas and the expected return. It is security market line. Yes, Samjad.
Doctor, can the security market line be with the negative slope, like going down?
It can be in a very, very bad circumstances, when market is bad. Otherwise, no. Technically, no.
How? Can you draw it, Doctor, and write the numbers?
No. Instead of drawing, I can do it like this. I will extend it to backside. When due to some reasons, negatives, betas start there. When due to some reason, for just maybe 1-2 days, it will stay like this, then it will come back, because this is the equilibrium line. This is how it should look like.
So from the beginning, it should start from the negative and going to the positive.
No, it should not start from the negative. I say it may go to negative. When the market is in a worst situation, when there's a, let's say, a war, and everything go negative, it may go negative. But technically speaking, it always starts from here, and it should not stay in the negative zone. Technically, if it will stay in the negative zone, then it means negative reward. Do you like negative rewards? No. Negative returns? No one will like. No one will invest. People take money out of the market, and market will crash.
Yeah.
So it may go for a day or two, but it should not be like that. It starts always from risk-free rate, and it should be above risk-free rate. Below risk-free rate is also meaningless. Then why you will take risk of investing in the risky stocks when the risk-free rate you can get by investing in the zero risk securities of the government? So it always starts from risk-free rate and go upward.
Victor,
yes.
The line, it doesn't start from 0. It's always when the risk is 0, it's there are income, right?
There is some income. Very right. There is some income.
Or there are some situations that the line starts from 0.
Yes. There's no such situation.
Okay.
Okay. Any question up to this point? Chapter is this chapter is almost finished. Next time we will do some exercises with this chapter. If you have any question. Any question?
Doctor?
Yes.
There is the maximum for the beta or no?
I never saw beta more than 2.
Okay.
But technically speaking, your question is good. I never read about it, but there's no, I think there's no maximum.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. the new Ideas Corporation's recent strategic move has resulted in its beta going up from 0.8 to 1.2. Maybe they have started using a new technology or new innovation. So their beta changed from 0.8 to 1.2. So betas of the companies may change over the time. It does not stay same. If the risk-free rate is currently at 4%, this is RF, and market risk premium is equal to 7, RM minus RF is equal to 7%. It is given. Calculate the expected rate of return. So we know expected rate of return is equal to RF plus RM minus RF multiplied by beta. So this is what the expected return of the market is. So when we plug in all the things in the equation, we know RF is 4 and the risk premium is 7 and beta is 1.2. When we plug in all the values, we get 12.4. Now, what is this 12.4? The expected return of this company, the expected return of this company. So if their beta is 1.2, we should expect a return of 12.4. 12.4. Okay. So do you understand this equation? It's very simple, plain. We will do many other questions in the coming class. We'll solve many other questions in the coming class. Today, I know lecture is little not straightforward, but that's why you have to work very hard and go through it again and again and ask me so many questions now and in the next class. If you don't understand this, one whole course of your investment and portfolio is at stake. Please feel free to ask me questions. Do you understand what is beta?
For me,
Yes.
What is beta?
That is the expected return.
Beta is an
And the
expected
equation.
return.
Not the expected one, which is the return that the company is making now.
Beta?
Or the risk, yeah, the expected.
This systematic risk.
Beta is a
Represent
systematic risk of a particular company.
Yes.
And what is CAPM, capital asset pricing model? It's the relationship between what?
Between expected
Between accepted return and the systemic risk.
and beta.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is security market line?
Relationship.
Line also the same, but it's the line.
It's graph, huh? Graph
Graph,
of
yes.
CAPM. Graph
Yes.
of CAPM. And what type of firms have a beta greater than 1?
aggressive.
More risky.
More risky, aggressive firms, high-tech companies. What type of firms have beta 0?
Defense.
Independent, except
Independent. They have no relationship with market. What type of companies have beta is equal to 1?
Market beta.
equal.
Equal.
Market beta. And what
Yes.
type of companies have beta less than 1?
Defensive.
Less
Defensive.
than 1, risky.
Less
Less
risky.
Less risky.
Okay. So, okay. Can you see the screen? Not yet.
Yes.
PowerPoint. You're
No, PowerPoint.
It's only the PowerPoint.
Doctor, when you share the screen, put it not only for PowerPoint.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Okay, now you can see that, huh?
Yeah, you can see.
This is for SABIC, huh? SABIC beta is looking like what? These betas are averages. Actually, these are average of last 5 years. Every month they calculate and then they take average of these 5 years. By the end of this course, inshallah, when you will go to little higher, you will read all these things and then we can see a better snapshot or more better picture.
Doctor.
Yes.
Is it's better to invest in beta if it's defensive, right? because
No. See, it's your
for
choice. It's
for
your
yeah
choice.
for a beginner, for example.
Yeah, for beginner, it's
Is it?
okay. For a beginner, it's okay. For a beginner level student, it's okay. But ultimately, it's your choice. If you ask me, I will love to go with the beta equal to 1, near to 1, or little above 1. Huh? But for a beginner level, it's okay. Okay. I mean, any other company. Tell me any company from Saudi Arabia.
STC? Like STC.
STC. Okay. Saudi, you can see it over here. STC. No, tell me the complete name. Saudi
Telecommunication company.
Saudi Telecom company. No, we have it.
That's one.
Okay. No. Oh, it has a very low beta. Oh, public sector company. Maybe due to some reasons. Any other company?
National Commercial Bank.
We don't have any mobile like here. NCB, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes because it takes from whole word. So we have to National Commercial Bank. Now we have, I think it is same like Saudi.
Yeah,
it's Saudi. Okay. So anyways, we see that we need to look at the beta. So look there, if you look at this first snapshot, there are 5-7 only things which are given. It means beta is one of the useful thing which is given. So it other than market cap, we will also discuss what is market cap. I think you may know about it a little bit, but anyways, we will discuss it. So beta is one of the important things to look at when we are going to invest in a stock. And in fact, one of those things which we need to look at when we are going to invest in a stock. So that's why it's given on a front page with the more vital information. So this is how we have to see the things, the systematic risk. Systematic risk is very, very important element to look at. If we look at HSBC holding companies, which is a very famous part of our group, its beta is 0.57. These days, due to COVID, many of the companies are looking like more stable, or what you can say more defensive. But generally speaking, you do yourself, you can explore it and you can find many things. But one thing must remember, here is historical data, and because you have to use it by all of you to calculate the beta assignment, which I will give you. So whenever you have to calculate beta, we need historical data. So for historical data, let's say if I give you historical data of Zamil, how to download, then you will go to Zamil company, make sure it's Zamil. No, we have to reach to, let's say Zamil Industrial Investment Company. And then you'll go to his historical data. And here you see, I will tell you the period. Then you have to select the period over here. Let's say you have to do it from last 1 year, from January 1st.
There is option 1 year up.
Sorry?
There is option 1 year.
Yeah, we can do, but it will go for today. Yeah, today is 31. So luckily we can do it, but otherwise, otherwise there's no such chance. You're getting my point, huh? So let's say if I want to do it last 2 years, 2019 and 20, then we will need it daily. It's daily, okay. Historical prices, okay, fine. Then you can download it. I will give you idea why we are doing it. When you will download it, it will show in the Excel. You see the Excel is downloaded, huh? So now you have 2 years prices. You can download it for any company. because I will give you an exercise. All of you will have a different company. So all of you will calculate a different company beta for the 2 years, 3 years, whatever time I will give you. Then you must not ask me that how to download. That's why I'm telling you how to download it. Because when I will calculate in front of you in the class, coming classes, then you will have to do it for the company which I will tell you. And there's no excuse. Everyone has to submit it his own calculation. So that's why I'm telling you how to download it from Yahoo. Otherwise, we use previously Bloomberg, but now we don't have it right now, so we will use it over here.
Doctor.
Okay.
So next
Yes.
class, are we gonna practice on?
Next class, we are going to practice these concepts which we learned today, and then we will also practice how to calculate beta.
Okay.
Of any particular company.
Okay, thank you.
Any question? Any more questions?
Yeah, Doctor.
Yes.
I forgot some things on the slides, so can you go back to the slides?
Yes. Yes.
For Doctor, I think that line, the risk managing line, I think.
Security market line.
Yeah. Is it have a formula or something like that?
No.
Or just
same CAPM. When you put the values in CAPM, you calculate it. I'll help you calculate it. I will in fact request you calculate it. If you put it in the CAPM, it will calculate it like this.
And the formula for CAPM, like we see before, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the time being. Inshallah, we will meet in next class and we'll discuss more concepts. Please, these concepts which are now in front of you, do not take them lightly. You have to understand it. Otherwise, you will lose. Lose not only something in this course, but a complete course in coming classes.
Doctor,
Yes,
are you going to upload the recorded lecture?
inshallah.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor,
Thank you very
just
much. Yes.
no. When? From
Sorry?
the previous from the past 2 weeks, you said you can upload it during
I
the
didn't?
weekend.
Okay,
You
today
didn't.
you will get all of them. Today you will get all of them. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.